Proud to stand here with my colleagues today to officially launch our Lowering Costs Caucus, a new caucus focused on a broad coalition in Congress committed to one clear mission: to make life more affordable for the American people.
That was Democratic Congresswoman Hillary Scholten of Michigan announcing the launch of the new Lowering Costs Caucus yesterday. It's the latest effort by Democrats to reach and re-engage with voters after last year's elections, which saw Republicans take the White House, of course, and both houses of Congress, not to rub it in to my new guests. The new caucus also aims to combat President Trump's economic policies as Republicans push toward their mega bill. And Congresswoman Scholten joins us now, along with another founding member of the Lowering Costs Caucus, Democratic Congressman Derek Tran of California. Congressman, we have seen an awful lot of talk about affordability. We had Abigail Spanberger, who's running for governor of Virginia, on the program yesterday, saying that's the #1 issue she hears about from voters. We saw it in the New York mayoral primary race, but different bits of the party seem to have quite different approaches to how to actually tackle affordability. Yeah. What is your caucus hoping to do?
Well, you know, this caucus is launched by myself, Derek Tran, and several other members of Congress who know this crisis firsthand. We are in an affordability crisis. Derek and I are both parents of young children, you know, and the cost of childcare, the cost of groceries is crippling American people, and they want their representatives to do something about it. So this caucus is our answer to Donald Trump, who ran on, you know, making prices lower, and he's done anything but since he has been in the White House. His reckless tariff policies is making life actually more expensive for the American people, and we're going to combat that through policy and action.
But, Congressman, you are out of power. So it's nice that you've set up a caucus, but what can you actually do? I mean, people who are paying 6x their income in rent that used to be paying 2x their income in rent, what can you do about that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think, you know, just because we're out of power doesn't mean we can't tune out the noise of Washington, D.C. and focus on what matters to the American people. When I go back in my district to get my hair cut, to go grocery shopping with my kids.
The hair looks very good, by the way.
Thank you.
Whoever's cutting it.
Very hip.
The single issue and the main talking point is we don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. We want to know what you're doing to help us right now, because we need relief at the grocery store. We need relief with childcare.
Let me pick up on that. First of all, good luck with the kids. I'm in it myself. It is expensive. What happened in 2024? Why did it take a wake-up like this to get you guys to focus on affordability? Or were you focusing on affordability all along and we just didn't notice?
You know, sure. I think we were focused on affordability, and that's why, you know, folks like Derek and I are here. I'm the first Democrat in a century to hold my seat in Congress in Grand Rapids, and you know, Derek obviously famously had one of the closest races in the country, and it's because we stuck to issues like that. And you know, I think right now people want to hear what Democrats are going to do, not just complaining about what the other guys are doing wrong. They want to see what our proactive plan is, and that's exactly why we launched this caucus, so that we can talk about what we are going to do when we're back in power.
Let me just pick up on that. Let me very quickly, because we talked to one of your Michigan colleagues, Alyssa Slotkin, yesterday at the Bulwark. And she said, yeah, the reason I won in Michigan and Kamala Harris did not is because I kept talking about economics and affordability. Yep. Is that your assessment of the top of the ticket as well?
Absolutely. You know, I know that I stayed laser focused on the affordability crisis when I was running, and you know, I think we lost the thread a little bit. Okay. And you know, the American people need to hear clearly what we're going to do for them, not just what's wrong with Donald Trump.
So that word clearly is doing a lot of work there, because Congressman Tran, what are your ideas for affordability, and how do you express them in a clear, understandable, and motivating way? The way, frankly, Zohran Mamdani did in New York. Now, you can say what you want about his ideas, but people got free buses, You freeze the rent. I mean, these are very simple, easy to understand policies that connected with a lot of people. What are the caucus's policies?
Look, you can't get any further from New York than Southern California, where I come from in my district. And I cannot speak for all Democrats, but I can speak for my constituents in my community. And what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling as well is when we get back to fall and it's time to shop for back to school, whether it's shoes for the kids, clothes, backpacks, school supplies, these products are coming from somewhere. It's not here. And these tariffs are going to kill us.
Yep.
So they are worried about having enough money to be able to provide and get these essential products for their kids. These are the same worries that I have. And that's going to be my focus as I move forward in this caucus.
But isn't that the issue, to Jean's point about what we heard in New York? I can't imagine for a second that you going around your district, which is a purple district, and saying we're going to make free buses and we're going to freeze rents, that would fly. Right? You're going to lose a whole load of voters if you go around and say that, because they're going to paint you as a socialist. I don't think socialist actually in America, but a democratic socialist. Even that's a bridge too far. So for each of you, I mean, you can try and have a unified message that we're all focused on affordability, but when it actually comes down to the implementation of that message, that's where it gets more complicated and not quite as unifying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why, over the course of, the next year and a half, but, beginning next month, we're going to start laying out policy by policy that really connects with the American people, that can actually, get things done. And it's not going to be the government's going to pay for everything or we're going to make everything free. Someone has to pay for it, right? But, we can tackle healthcare, we can tackle childcare, we can tackle housing through smart and workable policies that bring people together. Derek and I are, we're both deeply bipartisan, and we're hoping to bring our Republican colleagues along with us in a lot of these policy ideas as well.
Okay. Democratic Congresswoman Hillary Skelton of Michigan and Democratic Congressman Derek Tran of California, thank you very much for coming in. And good luck with the caucus. And good luck with bringing some Republicans on board, Will. If you manage to, come back and tell us.
Exactly. And bring them with you, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Still ahead.